think I'm looking in the wrong place. I never know where to look when I'm recording. Um, but I just wanted to say welcome to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to give you guys an update of how we've been doing since we've been here. We've been here since Saturday, and truth be told, I am actually not sure which day it is. I want to say it's Wednesday, but I think it's Tuesday. I'm sitting outside in the courtyard where we're staying, the Airbnb that we're staying in, and I don't remember the name of the area, but I'll put something in the corner. And so this is the courtyard. It's really peaceful. People sitting outside, and your kids, neighborhood kids, just right outside the walls. But this is basically where we're staying. So again, we've been here since Saturday. We dropped down Saturday at 12:30 Tanzanian time. And it took us about 4 hours to get out of the airport. And it wasn't because there was a long line, it was just more because um, there wasn't a huge rush to get you through, get you in. There wasn't a lot of questions. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get through customs, a lot harder to get our visa. Like, not harder as in they may deny you, but harder as in the information that you need to provide needed to be really specific, and we just had everything, so it was pretty easy. But so we landed at 12:30. We immediately had to go take a COVID test, the PCR or COVID test. And what's so crazy is I had to take that same test in Chicago at O'Hare, and it was $145. I took the test here in Tanzania, and it was $10. $10. Same test. Who knew? That's part of the reason why we're here is, well, I'll save that rant for another day. So we get through, we get our COVID test. They have us wait for the results, and then they email it to you or text it to you, give you a printout, and then you go downstairs, and then you go to the part where you do the visa. So it's like a little card, honestly, like a little index card that you fill out with your information. Walking over to the desk, the guy that helped us was super nice, and everybody was in love with our dog, so it was a nice distraction. That's probably why it took us so long to get out of the airport, is because people were asking so many questions about our dog. What kind of dog is he? How old is he? How big is he? Can we buy him? We got a lot of people offering to buy our dog, and that was just in the airport. So we go do the visa process, and then we go and pay for it. They stamp it, and we're out. Now, by this time, it sounds quick, but it's been about probably 2 hours. We go get our baggage. It's the only baggage left there because not a lot of people got out off the plane at Dar, and if so, they must have been citizens because they were able to get right through. And so we get our luggage, and there are guys there to help you who want a tip. So we had a lot of luggage, and we had the dog, and he was ferocious like he always is. So we did ask one of them to help us. Sorry, I keep looking down at my mosquito bites already. And by that time, we were on our way through customs. So we just put our stuff on the little conveyor belt like you do through TSA, only opposite. It was like you're leaving the airport. So we put our stuff on the conveyor belt, and then someone met me at the airport to give me the permit for my dog because I couldn't just leave without showing them a permit and paying taxes. So a very nice man, very nice local, brought the permit to us at the airport, and then I showed it to them. I had to go back and pay the $60. It was unbelievably cheap. I thought it was going to be a lot more. The $60 in taxes for my dog, and then I also exchanged some money so that we had T shillings, so that when we were out and about, we wouldn't be using USD, because even though they'll take it, it's kind of like when you go to Mexico. I think they would prefer the currency of the land because they don't have to pay to exchange it or have to worry about exchanging it anyway. And again, so this is about hour 3. They go through our luggage to see if there's anything we need to declare, anything that we can't bring in to the country, and then they just let us go. And it's a beautiful airport. It's very peaceful. Like, everything here has this semblance of peace to it. The people don't seem super agitated. really, even when they're just sitting, or when they're walking, or even when they're driving. Even though they drive kind of wild, for me, they don't. It's not out of aggression. It just is like that's just how they drive. So we get out of the airport. Now we're in the lobby at this point. We're not out of the airport, but we're out of the part where you have to go through customs. And we go out. There's a Vodacom. There's a Vodacom store right as soon as you walk out into the lobby of the airport. I'll call it that. And I went there to get a phone line so that when we were outside the airport and off their Wi-Fi, and they have excellent Wi-Fi at the airport. Like as soon as you get in, hook up your phone to the Wi-Fi, and it works perfectly. So we needed to have Wi-Fi as we're getting around town. So I got a line through Vodacom that's just internet, and I'm pretty sure it's 32 gigabytes, megabytes, 32 somethings. I'll put it here, and it's like, I don't know, $20. It's pretty inexpensive, but it's that there's no calling. It's just internet, and that's all I really wanted, because I can do any other calls that I want through WhatsApp, and that was pretty convenient. So as we're waiting, my husband's waiting for me to come out of Vodacom. The taxi cab drivers approach us and ask if we want a ride, and the negotiation begins. I'm not a negotiator. My husband's a lot better at it, so I just was like, you can talk about that. I'm going to go get my phone line, and then when you're ready to come out, when I come out, I guess we'll be ready to go. So they negotiated a price, and we were pretty far from the airport, like 40 minutes. But we had a lot of bags, so we needed a larger vehicle. He had a van. So we get in, and he goes, the guy just wants to make sure we have the right price, and he goes $40 USD. My husband said, no, your boss said 40,000 T shillings, which is a huge difference in price. So they have to walk back to confirm that my husband wasn't lying, and that his boss did say 40,000 T shillings. So we give him the address to where we're going, and it was more like the street in the area, and he said he knew where he was going. So we're just driving, and then I text the, geez, these flies are killing me. I text the guy from Airbnb, the host, to let him know we're on our way, and he sends me the correct address. And where we're staying is Kany Apartments, Kanyi Apartments. So we were going in the wrong direction, which kind of irritated the cab driver. Oh God, before that. So before that, we're driving, and we had just left the airport. We were probably 5 minutes out, and the cops stop him. Like, they're not on bikes or driving down the street. They're just standing on the side of the road. The cops flagged him down and he gets out of the car. He gets out of the car, which was so odd, because, in the U.S., you stay in your car. You don't get out of the car. You risk getting shot. So he gets out of his car, walks back to where the police officers are, and he comes back and says he got a ticket. And he says he got a ticket because someone called from the airport and said he had a dog in his car, and he's not supposed to have a dog in his car, in his taxi. So my husband's like, well, your boss knew that you were going to have a dog, so take it up with him. So I'm like, oh, no, that sucks. That sucks. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry. So then when he gets out again for something else, my husband picks a ticket up and looks at it, and the ticket was nothing to do with our dog. Honestly, they couldn't even see the dog because he was laying down in the back seat, and the tinted windows were very dark. So he lied. He lied. And he lied about that, but the reason he actually got pulled over was because he cut in front of a bus. He cut a bus off, which there's a lot of that, but he got caught. So we're heading in the wrong directions. I get the correct address, and then we turn around, and I fell asleep. I was so exhausted from the trip, because it's a good, I think, 18 hours in travel before you get here, and I was knocked out in the car. Dog knocked out. My husband's in the front seat. Thank God he was there, because I would have probably woken up with, I have to change my American ways. He would have gone the wrong way, and it would have been my fault. So Again, he's turned around going the right way, and then he decides to take a shortcut. I got the directions for him and handed my husband the phone, and again, I fell asleep. I went to sleep. I felt safe. So I wake up, and we're sitting in line for the ferry, and I'm thinking, okay, this must be normal. I'm not from here. And lo and behold, it was normal if you were just driving, but dogs are not allowed on the ferry, and we would have had to get out of his van and leave all of our items unattended with someone we just met and someone that just lied to us about a ticket. Like, we didn't trust him at this point. So he waited about an hour in line because the ferry was super packed at that time. And he got pretty pissy because he had to go the long way, which is what he was supposed to do the first time, because we're on the other side of the ferry. And I'll let you know which neighborhood we're in, but we weren't close. We were about 40 minutes away from the airport. And I'm assuming that's the long way, but he made some mistakes and made our trip go from about an hour to 2 hours. So when we finally get here, he gets mad because my husband gives him the price that he was supposed to give him, plus we paid more because we sent him in the wrong direction, plus there was a tip, and he wanted more money, and my husband was like, no. So he leaves. I think he complained to the guy, that our Airbnb guy, and then he leaves. It's like, whatever. I don't care. So we get here, and by this time it's probably about 6 or 7 o'clock. It's not dark, so it's probably closer to 5 or 6. And I take a quick video, which I will make sure to upload, of the outside and the inside. And it's beautiful. It's quaint. And when we were pulling up, they were so cute. I wish I got a video of it, but there were these kids. There was probably about a handful of little boys, and they were just standing right in front of our the Airbnb, the gate of the Airbnb, just playing the drums and dancing around, and they were so cute. I wanted to just put them in my pocket. But I really I was so out of it that I wasn't fast enough to grab my camera so that I could record it. But it was like a little welcome that I would never, it was like a little personalized welcome is what it felt like. So it was super cute, so adorable. And they were all at the age of maybe no older than 10. To just little kids. You know how kids are, all their energy and stuff like that. So again, we get in, we look around. I love the Airbnb. It looks exactly the way I thought. It's actually an apartment complex. So there are maybe, I'm looking around counting, there may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 to 10 apartments here. But some of them are like one is a single apartment, and there's some that are connected. So, you know, it's pretty nice size, actually. Pretty good gig for the host for the Airbnb host. So on our second day, we just walked to a local market, and it's, by this time, I think it's Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday, because I remember hearing the music from the church down the street. And you can't tell it's a church. It looks like it's just a building. But we're walking, and we go into one of the local markets, and just buy some things, some eggs and some juice, some water, just little stuff to get us through the day, because we had planned on going to a bigger grocery store later on that day. And I think it's gonna rain again. It feels so good out here. It feels like it's a beautiful breeze. It's a beautiful day. And so we walked back, and it's so quiet. Like it's probably 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty early. We walk back, we make our breakfast. The eggs were delicious. We got some juice that was pretty good, and we just ate, and relaxed. And then by 12 o'clock p.m., I was like gonna take a quick nap, and I woke up 6 hours later. 6 hours. I've done that. I did a Sunday, I did a Monday, and if today is Tuesday, then I'll probably do it again today. And actually today I don't feel as tired, as sleepy. Like I think I'm kind of getting regulated. But yeah, I slept for 6 hours at the exact same time from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. here. I woke up and I was like, okay, well, what just happened? My husband sleep, my dog sleep, the whole house. We're just dead on our feet. So I went to go get an Uber to take us to the grocery store so we can get some more food. And the Uber decided that he didn't want to come pick us up because we were too far away, and Uber wasn't asking for enough money for him, and he wanted 20,000 T shillings to pick us up. He was 14 minutes away, take us 14 minutes away, and he didn't want to do that for any less than the price that he quoted. So we just said never mind. Actually, he said cancel it. We said okay, and we walked back to that same market. Now, mind you, at this time it's 6, 7 o'clock, and we grab our dog. Like, okay, well, it was pretty quiet, pretty peaceful. Huge mistake. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. We're walking, and there are people outside, just locals walking, and they were kind of walking in groups, and there were some like little older kids and some adults just all walking, and we get to the street where we were at earlier that day, and it is completely different. There is all this nightlife, there are cars everywhere, people everywhere, lights, music, smells, food. My dog is in sensory overload, and I was just like I couldn't believe the night and day difference. I'm actually gonna, because I recorded the street, how quiet it was in the morning, and I happened to record it, and then I recorded the complete opposite at night. So I'm gonna wrap this up because it's rounding on 17 minutes. But what I'll do is hopefully I'll be able to include a little video. I'm super new to doing this, but if not, then I'll just upload the footage that I have of the place we're staying and the night and day difference from night and day. Like, it was utterly amazing. Like, I loved it. I thought that it was so cool that it had changed that much from 9 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. So I'm going to wrap this up because I have rambled on for a while. I do have an update that was a little, what is the word? Scary in a sense, but it was like a false alarm, and then I'll do another video a little bit later. So thank you again for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.